What's up, everyone? Welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm your host, Ryan Kramer, and this is Crossover Commerce, presented by PingPong Payments, the leading global payments provider helping sellers keep more of their hard-earned money. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Crossover Commerce. I'm your host, Ryan Kramer, and this is my corner of the internet where I bring the best and brightest in the Amazon and e-commerce space. And as you know, that extends to anything from sourcing logistics to advertising to marketing, all the way to just buyer psychology, which is kind of what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get started, and I already get really giddy about talking about our topic today, let me go ahead and get kicked off with talking about our presenting sponsor, PingPong Payments. PingPong Payments, helping people save time, money, and effort when it comes to paying international entities. What does that mean? It could be paying out your business partners or your VAs, your sourcing agents, your suppliers, your manufacturers. If you need to make a payment to somebody in a different country, there's an easy and effective way to do that. And actually, it comes when you can do it for free. You could sign up for free, but doing it and paying in their own currency. It's more time effective. They will appreciate it. You could save money and put that margin back to your bottom line. Don't pay fees when you don't have to, I should say. Amazon's full of them. Don't make this one of them. With that being said, you can sign for free at usa.pingpongx.com/podcast. Yes, that is correct. This is actually episode 198. You can cue the final countdown music. I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons, of course. So before we get in trouble, so we don't get in trouble, but we're on our way to our 200th episode. Just want to give a quick little holiday edition coming December 20th, 2021. That is this coming Monday. So if you're watching us live, that is coming Monday. It's going to be from 12 to, I'm going to say noon Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm already getting confirmations from our guests. So if you're listening or watching to this, make sure you subscribe to our channels to make sure that you can catch that big episode. Holiday edition, we're going to recap 2021, moving forward into 2022 and what that looks like for multiple different industries. So go and give a quick preview for that. But today's episode, not to be outshined at all, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, covering a lot of different areas. But one of those different areas is going to be influencer marketing, TikTok, and Amazon Live. What do they all have in common? They're different ways to get your brand out there, folks. Even just today, TikTok announced, I was talking this pre-show with our guest, TikTok announced that it is now going to be doing social shopping, embedding into its platform. What does that mean? How does that affect your brand? Well, we're going to be discussing that all today. I'm really excited about this guest because she has millions of followers, just new to the industry, and got in. We were talking pre-show about her background, worked for the likes of Jordan Belfort, if you know that name, Wolf of Wall Street, getting into and finding her niche in influencer marketing, and now helping brands scale at ridiculous rates, helping in the likes of social followings, influencer marketing, TikTok. Again, her words, not mine, as I started this for fun and look what it became. So without further ado, I want to bring on Gracey Ryback of Deal Cheats. Gracey, thank you so much for hopping on Crossover Commerce today.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for having me. I'm very, very excited to be here. And I love talking about this topic.
We were buzzing through topics just before this, so just 10 minutes prior. No, we're going to recap a little bit, but no, I'm super excited. Before we get started, if they haven't heard of you, which they should already, you're based in Atlanta, correct? Atlanta, Georgia.
Correct.
Very cool. I'm in the Midwest, so I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, not too far away from each other. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So what's your background? I want to hear how we got to where you are today now with all those great products in your background. You're doing amazing stuff and you have millions of followers. Tell me that story, how we got started.
Of course. So like you just said, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I graduated from college in just, I guess, 2 years ago, 2019. So after graduating college, and like I kind of mentioned earlier, I studied psychology, and it wasn't because I was like, oh, I want to be a therapist when I grow up. It was because I loved the consumer aspect of psychology. I loved understanding why people bought the things they did, what they kind of go through in the buying process, what makes them buy, what makes them, press the buy button. And that was something I was so interested in, from the graphics and color to, the just numbers of it all. So I did that, and I actually kind of got my start in sales, which I to this day is still not my favorite thing. I don't know anybody who is like, yeah, my passion is cold calling. Like my passion is door to door. There's people out there, I'm sure. But it's not me. I can't handle rejection like that. So, I did that for a while after college, and then in the midst of it, I guess while I was working from home, I got on TikTok. My best friend actually told me about it. I was reluctant at first, like everyone else is. I'm like, oh, what is this app? I have no time. What is this about? All these kids. Um, and so I got onto it like other people did and got addicted quick, like other people did. And I was just on the app all the time. So I started seeing other people kind of have these accounts where they were like sharing Amazon codes. And that was something that I was just doing regardless, like for myself personally. Like I would always use promo codes before I'd buy anything. I would look for deals on the things I was buying, and usually I'd be able to do some digging and find a good promo code or a deal where I'd save 50 to 70% off the products that I was buying anyway. And I
Mhm.
was like, this is really cool. Like I'm saving a lot of money. Nobody else knows about this. And so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll start an account, share some promo codes, maybe get 1,000 followers if I'm lucky, help people save money. And that was like really my intentions behind starting everything. And that was a kind of like the time where I was like about to leave the Jordan Belfort company. It was around Christmas time last year when I actually did. And so it actually worked out really well because that was about the time that I discovered how to monetize on social media. And so it was almost like a seamless transition where I was like, this job, this job. All right, I'm gonna pursue this TikTok thing full time, see what I can make out of it, and now I'm on your podcast.
Look at well that's an amazing thing too. So right, like time gets sped up by technology,
It
and
does.
a year your story sounds just very eerily similar. I was in newspaper industry and sales.
Mhm,
I was let go in December
mhm,
of when I was there. Oh gosh, I was in 2014, so it was years ago. But then that's when I found my first next job, and I happened
mhm,
to relocate to Virginia, where I found e-commerce.
mhm.
So your journey is really similar, and that's
Yeah.
where I found affiliate marketing too,
Uh-huh.
which is what we're talking about. Affiliate marketing,
Mhm.
for people listening, they might think, oh, those are just people who click on ads and you make money. It's not as simple as that. It's actually embedded right into Amazon's own platform,
Mhm.
and that's what people are leaning into, making money, is using codes, using links, anything like that where it's all trackable. So you
Yep.
found the Amazon Associates program first to start. What was the first program you really got? Hey, I can start making some serious money with affiliate marketing.
Yeah, so about a month after I started the TikTok thing, I started getting some pretty good views and like some pretty decent traffic onto my TikTok page. And then after the fact, I actually was like posting in like a Amazon seller Facebook group, and I'm like, hey, like I don't know what my question was. I was like, if anybody has any like deals on their products, like I'm looking for deals or something like that. And then somebody introduced me to the Amazon Associates program, like after the fact. It was never like when I thought of affiliate marketing before this, I was like, I can't do that. Like, I don't
Mhm.
have, like, who would click on my link? Like, that was like my thought process. I was like, I could never do that. And so then I signed up for the program. So Amazon Associates was the first program that I kind of got started with, and still kind of my main program that I like working with. Um, and so I started doing that, and then I was like, oh, you can monetize this, and that kind of gave me an opportunity right there to kind of turn this into a potentially full-time thing, which I did beginning of this year. So thank God for them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's a crazy thing too. Is that's a lot. And I told you this was going to happen. The sun's
Oh
not
yeah.
peeking through clouds. So I was like, now it's super bright. So if you're watching this online, it's not the glare of the television. It's my window at this time of day. I'm just going to keep rotating around. So if you hear
Look,
me rotating
just
on
don't
the
look at it.
podcast, I was just like, don't stare too long at the sun. So with that being said, it's so funny how people find influence market. They don't have a following. They don't know that, because in theory, affiliate
Mhm,
marketing is the same as influencer or micro influencer marketing,
Right.
whatever scale you want to do, is you're getting compensated for the following or people with the likes of sales 101 of
Right.
your funnel is this big and that's your audience. Hopefully this percentage of people will convert. And if
Right.
that many people will convert, you're going to get a percentage of cut of whatever.
Right.
So you can in theory do math. So you can either pay by impressions or number of followers. You can pay by the amount of clicks. So I mean, we can go down that route. But
Right.
with yourself when you're starting, like you said, you can go in all these different places on TikTok, and there's so much content. Where do you start? Like for people who are trying to build a brand, where do you start, and how did you build your own brand?
Yeah, so like I said, just really loved saving money with promo codes on Amazon before. So this was something that I already kind of knew about. I kind of knew where to find the deals. I was like, a deal hunter even before I was doing it for other people. And so I had experience in that. My best advice to somebody who wants to get started on TikTok: pick your niche being whatever you can talk endlessly about, whatever you can do every day and not get tired of it. And that's different for everyone. And that's kind of the beauty of it. It's that everyone's, passions and niches are different. And you can find other people who have the same passions, hobbies, whatever that may be. So luckily, I got into something that I love doing every day regardless. And thank God for that, because it's all I do anymore.
Right.
Right.
Well, TikTok is innovating. We were talking about this. Now
Yeah.
it's live shopping. It's a
Mhm.
lot of the live experiences, just like
Mhm.
this podcast, where we do it live. What's the most draw nature to like this? Because you can either go into YouTube channels, and obviously there's affiliate marketers in there of
Right.
click links below.
Mhm.
What about TikTok is really standing out for you in that regards, Gracie? In that this is going to be something that I can make some serious money. But then if I focus on this solely, like you said, find your niche, stick with it, and then grow
Yeah.
from there. Is it
Right.
just TikTok, or are you dabbling in more channels, or is this the one where you want to attach your horse to, if you will, or cart?
So I learned the lesson the hard way. Don't ever put too many eggs in one basket. It's an important business lesson, and I learned it the hard way. Why? Because I had some drama with TikTok at one point. So
Now you got to spell, man.
yeah, I know. I know. So I'll answer your question as to, first of all, why TikTok, and then second of all, why people like live things.
Sure.
So first of all, I always say that the culture of TikTok is just a culture within itself. And it's a great one, I think. I think it shifted our, current culture as a world. It led to a more authentic, vulnerable, on the spot, just like not high production quality content that's also very short, great for our short attention spans. And it's also very, I guess, emotion invoking. I guess, like, you get the shock factor, you get the laughs, you get the relatability, you get a lot from just like a short little under 1 minute video. And so I think in the era of Instagram that we just came from, where everything was very filtered and edited and like pretty imperfect, we were all kind of feeling bad about ourselves, because I was like, this is not real. I just feel worse than everyone. And so
Yeah.
I think that is why TikTok has become so popular so fast, and just widespread. And like it's almost like a trend setting app now. It is. It's not almost, it is. And so people really go there for inspiration. They go there for ideas. They go there to learn new things. They go there to relate to other people in their situation. And the algorithm is magical. I don't want to get started on that, but it knows me better than I know myself. So that's why I love TikTok, and I really am happy that this is the platform that I've been working hard on, and like, I guess it's my main platform, you could say. But why do people like live things? I've wondered that too. I think there is just this intimate connection aspect of it that people really, really missed, especially maybe in the 2020 year. People were like, they just wanted to talk to somebody else. They wanted to see somebody else in real time. It feels like a Zoom call almost, it feels like a Zoom
Yeah.
call. And especially when you're relating it to selling, there is just, I learned a couple of fun things about live stream selling as I've been talking about it and doing it in the last year. And apparently it leads to like 50% less returns. It leads to like so and so much more like conversion, and like people get to ask questions about the product, see it in real time, talk to the person who is supposedly an expert in the area and knows knowledgeable about the product. Um, And people are like, okay, so I know what I'm getting. I'm having my questions answered by this person on my screen, and I trust their expertise, and they get it, and they're like, okay, like as long as it's, you know, the same product that they're getting, their kind of expectations are met in that sense. So
Right.
yeah,
It's
that's
almost
my
the
answer.
it's almost the HSN effect, right? Of the
Yeah.
when I say HSN home shopping network, of
Yes.
instead of now calling people, you just
Mhm.
it's literally right in front of you. You can just click to buy, and in 1 or 2 clicks, you're literally getting that product. So it does a couple things to unpack from what you said
Yeah.
is TikTok. Obviously, the algorithm is so fascinating, and as a marketer, I've talked with agencies and other notions. It's so fascinating to know that in TikTok, you know that there's only one source of content that's coming at you. I say source. There is like a stream, like the stream of light that's coming at me. It's
Right.
intense, it's bright. You can't go anywhere else. You can't hide from it. Unlike on Instagram or Facebook, right? You can
Mhm.
go into different stories. You can go
Right.
into reels. You can go into posts. You can go. The list
Right.
goes on and trends.
Exactly.
So all those different ways that you can't really capture audiences when in TikTok it's only coming from one major source. Again,
Exactly.
that can change just like anything else. But
Yeah.
that's what's the most fascinating notion of it right now. Of it's the trend setting notion. It's also coming from one space, and it's also because it's new. I'm assuming it's cost effective for marketers to test out too. Again, that can come in time, but Facebook gets more expensive the more niche down you get. It's
Absolutely.
been around a long time. Prices skyrocket. But with TikTok, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's short content. It kind of fits
Right.
everyone's profile right now.
Mhm.
Your mind, you don't have attention to sit and listen to somebody for an hour. That's why we see podcast people come and go all the time. They get little bits and snippets all the time, but for an hour,
Even YouTube videos, I put it on, like, 2 times speed. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm
I do
just like,
too.
"Okay, like, I don't have time to listen to you babble." Like, just
Well,
it's so bad.
I'm listening to podcasts now in my car rides and for
Yeah.
errands, and I put it on 1 time speed, and I said, "This is weird." I listen to the Smartless podcast because I'm a
Right.
big dummy. But I just find that that's one of the things the industry I don't listen to is them and listening at just normal speed. It seems way too slow. I'm like, that doesn't
Yeah,
seem right. I need
I
to listen
know.
to 2 times speed, get it through, and
Move
crank out
on.
content. Yeah, but it's a subconscious. Like my mind can pick it
Exactly.
up, which is weird. Um, so I mean, that's TikTok in that nature.
Mhm.
With so what does a person in your position look like? Like, what's a day to day look like in that? Do you have like a
Yeah.
content calendar? You have a list of clients that you're saying you need to post a certain amount of content on a day to day basis. What does that look like for
Yeah,
you?
so, it's fun because I get to work from home, which has its perks, has its not perks. You know, but let's see what a day-to-day looks like. So, I usually wake up in the morning, a little bit later than the average person who works a 9 to 5 because I have to stay up late. I have a lot of, people in China that I talk to. And, you know, they wake up around, like, 9 or 10 PM my time. There's, like, a straight 12-hour time difference.
Eastern time is not conducive to Chinatown.
No,
Let me just tell
no,
you that.
it's not great. But it's okay because 'cause I'm a night owl anyway. Like, I would be up until, like, 2 to 3 AM anyway, so it's not too bad on my, like, lifestyle. But I do like, I am on calls into, like, the late night, so then that means I wake up a little later, but it's okay in my job. So, I wake up and I usually do some, like, admin things in the morning. I'll do my emails, I'll try to plan out my schedule, content calendar for the day. And the hard part about working with like deals as opposed to absolutely any other niche is that deals are time sensitive.
Yep.
I can't plan out a month of content. I can't plan out even a week's worth of content without knowing that half the things that I plan out are going to be expired or changed or not valid by the time that I actually go to post. So it really is kind of like a by the moment, in the fly kind of thing where I'm like, every morning I like scour the internet, I look for deals, I look for what I'm going to post, and then that takes a good couple of hours. But it's okay. I try to enjoy it. I like get a cup of coffee and I like sit there and I work away. And then in the afternoon is where I try to start like planning out creating the content. And I really have been trying to do post multiple times on all 7 platforms that I'm on every single day, which is why I'm so stressed.
7 platforms?
7
You
platforms.
said 7.
I
Okay.
said, yeah.
Let's
I'll keep go
see.
through them.
Oh, so yeah, I was gonna say there's TikTok, obviously,
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Snapchat.
No, not Snapchat.
Woo! All right, not Snapchat. Oh man, what am I missing? All right, I have 4 of 7. All right, what's the other 3?
Telegram.
God, I'm not good at Telegram.
Me
You're
neither.
gonna have to teach me, an old man of 32.
It's literally like GroupMe. Like it's literally the same as GroupMe, but
Okay.
Telegram, whatever. Telegram,
Telegram. Okay.
Amazon Live,
Makes sense. Okay.
which I don't do every day, but I try to do as much as I can, a couple times a week at minimum. But it's time consuming. There's Amazon Live, and there's actually Amazon shoppable videos that I'm actually creating, which I don't know if you can count them in the
Yes.
platform. We
Yes.
can
That's
talk about that too.
newer. Yeah. Yeah, we
Yes,
can
yes.
we can
And
go into that in a little bit.
it's not really for an audience per se, but it is also kind of its own, thing of creating that content, editing voiceovers, and then uploading. So I call that my 7th platform, but
No,
7 platforms.
that's a lot.
It's
So,
a lot. And
can
by myself. Not like I
yourself
have
by
a
yourself,
team.
team of one.
Yeah.
So creating content in the world of creating content, I'm
Yeah.
with you. Planning is the hardest thing to do.
I
Like
know.
it is the
I
most
know.
time constraints that I
Yeah.
have. Like podcasts, like I know just between our conversations of
Mhm.
like you're up late, you're doing business. Like we were messaging back and forth, like what time
Mhm.
works for you, and like I found ways to condense my life and schedule, go with my family and see them.
Right.
But you're shopping for deals, which my job alone it was a nightmare. There's websites dedicated to that hunt of
Right.
finding
And I
deals. So
actually
no one's coming to you for this. You're actually just going out there and scouring. You have your own methodology behind it.
Well, it's kind of a mix of both, and as I've progressed in this space, I've been able to make my life a lot easier. When I first started out, I had, like, maybe, like, 2 to 3 sources that I'd, like, depend on to find these deals per se, but now I get, like, daily emails with just, like, hundreds of deals, and then I also have more platforms that I'm aware of just to, like, go and find these deals on, and I also have, like, a couple of contacts that I can be like, "Hey, I like this product. Can we put up can we set up a deal for it?" And
Yeah.
so that's almost like specific to my audience, which is like awesome. So as I've progressed, I've been able to make my life easier with like just how I find deals, the amount of deals I have access to, and like my contacts with actual sellers and brands to actually set up these deals for my audience. So it's gotten easier over time. But the scouring of the deals, the vetting of the deals, it's all time consuming. I don't know if you, I'm sure you have,
Yeah.
know
I was
about
gonna
like,
I was gonna go through a list of
yeah,
let me try to guess.
sure.
My go-tos are Slick Deals.
Okay.
Good one. Pretty never
Okay.
heard of it. Okay.
I've heard of it. I've
Fantastic.
heard of it.
Okay. Slick Deals is good.
Mhm.
Curates a For You page, a popular and then new page.
Okay.
Um, when I was in direct to consumer, and this is a free tip out there, and this
Okay.
is I have no connection with them anymore.
Not sponsored.
Bradsdeals.com. Bradsdeals.com. They are actually based in Chicago. They curate anywhere from like Macy's deals all the way down to like Amazon deals now. So it can be it's a product shoppable link. And again, the deals I would source to them and give them a curated list of products I would have on sale and create exclusive promo codes and things like that. They do affiliate marketing as well.
Mhm.
But it's a way to like see who they're working with.
Right.
Um, I mean, my shoppable extensions. I of course have Amazon shopping extension. There's
Mhm.
Rakuten. There's Honey. Honey's
Mhm.
more frustrating for me just because of the
I
constant
know.
pop-ups.
I
They need
know.
to tone it down.
I
Um,
know. I'm like, "Go away, go away."
yeah, but I mean, like those are my like very high level that I get. I mean, you have like Coupon Cabin. You have like all these different like coupon this, coupon that,
Huh.
AMZ coupons. Like it's nauseating how many websites are out there that just are sourcing deals. But what were your go-to? Did I hit any of them or none of them?
No, shockingly, no.
Okay.
Shockingly, no.
What are the ones we need to?
Um, so I also always say, "And never give out my secrets." I'm kidding. No. But, like, I do get, like I said, the emails from I don't know who they're from. They just, like, show up in my inbox. They're these agents that just send me, like, hundreds of deals a day. So that is, like has been a really, really great, just, like, resource to almost get deals. I'm sure some of them can be found elsewhere. But I also have a Facebook group that's pretty large, over 120,000 members, but I also go to Facebook a lot.
That's where
Shockingly,
you can
because
live. Yeah.
yeah, because a lot of, a lot of the deals that other groups are posting are like direct from the seller or direct from like the seller's agents. And they're just a lot of good deals. And like I always try to check them before I post them to make sure they're still working, because
Mhm.
it could work 5 minutes before, not work 5 minutes later. So I use that. I use my own resources. I of course do partner with brands and sellers sometimes, but not as often as I should or you would think. And yeah, I just have a couple of other websites that I leaned on. I have heard of Slick Deals. I have heard of it.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. But I haven't used it personally yet. I maybe could give it another look. If they do
Uh,
Amazon deals, I like really like sticking straight to Amazon. I
yeah, they
really
do.
love their. Okay, good, good.
So Slick Deals, they'll curate, and it's a community sourced
Okay,
platform. So what I like about that is community sourced. They have to verify it, and
okay.
it's thumbed up. It's almost like Reddit, where you can up ticket, down ticket if it's a good deal,
Uh-huh.
bad deal. It can be any sort
Good.
of like discount. So
Okay.
you can search for like map books, set deal alerts, things like that. So
Hmm.
it does point to those directions, and the link it can be sourced directly from, like, if you, Gracie, create a profile, you can actually upload it and
Oh,
and post people there. I don't know about outside affiliate links, but I'm assuming that you could just
probably
source
not.
it, right? And they
That's
would
probably no
essentially
big no.
they would tag on top of it, and they would make their own link.
Right.
But that's where you can find other ideas, and that's where I've
Okay.
found for like Amazon great products. Gosh, I'm trying to think of the deal. The deal world is very really
I
interesting
know.
and unique too. So
I know. Please
um,
give me more, sites if you have them. I'll check out all the ones that you named.
yeah,
I'm
so
always looking for new sites.
those are good. I'm trying to think of Amazon. I know like Woot, which is
Uh-huh.
also owned by
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yep, yep.
It's a community platform where you can publish content, and that's always fascinating to see what pops up there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shoppable. So yeah, I guess like the for the listener before it's just listening to us like nerd out about this. So
Dabble
I guess like why would this be important? Why is this important for sellers to take note of
Mhm.
in this day and age? If I'm launching my brand this year, I'm still like new finding the ropes. Why is this important for me moving forward?
So, I wholeheartedly believe in deal marketing. I believe that it is like the skyrocketer of conversions. I believe that, you might lose a little bit of margins, but on Amazon, there are so many, like, I guess, benefits to losing those little bit of margins. It's like, keyword ranking and like bestseller ranking and like the page one and like all of that. And it's like once you kind of get to that place on Amazon, it almost goes on autopilot, where the sales, you don't have to work as hard after you get to where you want to go. I don't know. I hope that's not like completely wrong, and I hope people don't get mad at me
No,
for
that
saying
makes
that. But
sense.
but
So yeah, I think what you're saying is like just the cost of the cost of acquisition. Like
right,
in sales in 101 or in marketing 101, it's what's your cost of acquisition?
right.
How much do I have to pay per person new customer that I might get?
Mhm, mhm.
Most Amazon sellers are heavily relying on PPC. That is without question. It's an
Yeah.
optional opt-in program by Amazon.
Mhm.
Not really. Amazon has said
Right,
that that's an optional add-on program. But what you're going to start to see is the balance of PPC driving sales versus off-channel marketing.
right,
One's going to start to outweigh the other, and
right.
I think influencer marketing is really skyrocketing because of outside sourcing pointing people to that direction. It's going to be cost effective for people to not just get brand recognition
Mhm.
and that awareness factor, but then also conversions. PPC
It
might just outspend itself
right,
or outcost
exactly.
itself.
I've heard horror stories of like, shoot, I lost $2,000 last night and made nothing in PPC, and that's actually I a common, I guess, objection that I've gotten. Like, not like I'm trying to sell anybody of anything, but like when I tell people what I do, or sellers specifically, I'm like, I do influencer marketing, and they're like, oh, I do PPC and that works for me.
Cool.
Period. And I'm like, okay, like that's fine. Like
And what
if you
else?
don't want to grow, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like who am I to help you out there? But
I'm
I
sure the
think
salesperson in you really kicks up and you're like, okay, so tell me how that's going. Like, what are your benefits? You're
like
going through your
yeah,
SWOT
like
analysis. Like, what's the strength of that? What's the downside of just doing
right,
PPC? Like, do
right.
you find that it's effective? All those fun things.
Exactly, exactly. And like, yeah, I try to say like I'm not good at sales, but I think if I were like actually in that situation where somebody's like, oh, I don't want to, I'm like, you know what? Why? why? I like start really getting into like the psychology of it. And not that I'm selling, but like I just kind of want to know like what the objection is. Like there's so many benefits, especially on Amazon. I don't even want to talk about e-commerce, but like Amazon specifically, that Amazon is going to value and reward the offsite traffic that you bring back to them. And the brand referral bonus program that I think came out recently in this year, I think.
It recently upticked in the
Mhm.
percentage that they're giving. So I
Got
think
it.
it's
Got it.
the 10%. I think it's
Right.
around that.
Right.
So it's pretty nice for
Right.
outside influencers. Like,
Yeah, and I guess through those referral fees, you're kind of somewhat paying out influencers anyway. There's a little bit of like not really sure about that exactly where those referral fees are going towards, but of course, more money back in your pocket is not something that anybody should object to. Why not? Yeah, and especially when those fees are 17%, as high as 17%. That's
yeah,
what I
people
found in
are.
my research.
Well, the report that came out recently is Amazon's taking as much as 34% of sellers in fees, like they're paying in fees. And again, that's
Oh,
a tied to,
wow.
it could be PPC tied to that number. It could be just Amazon's referral. Again, all those things that are quote unquote optional.
Right.
FBA is not optional to a lot of sellers.
Right.
All those
Right.
fees that, and again, this is the battle you're going to have to keep fighting. Is there's going to be a break point of how do you mitigate costs? Again, PPC is not going anywhere. Amazon used to be all but like one or two spots of organic placement.
Mhm.
Everything, I think you get to spot 7 is until you get to the first organic
Right.
placement on a search volume. But even of like editorial recommendations of like 4-star and above that we recommend, all ad placements.
Right.
Even outside traffic of like Wirecutter. That's affiliate marketing.
Yep.
Wirecutter's writing an article. They're going to
Mhm.
be pointing people to the
Yep.
top ones that are going to convert.
Yep.
People
Yep.
don't think that affiliate marketing is like working in the background. It's like the Godfather or
It is
the puppet
shockingly
master, if you will.
everywhere. Shockingly everywhere. And shockingly, I used to be on those like, BuzzFeed articles like, "Oh, 10 products
All affiliate
you
marketing.
you need if you're a dog lover." I'm like, "All right, like put me onto these products." And then I never look at that little affiliate disclaimer on the top in the tiny little letters. It's like we earn from these articles. I'm like,
Some of these links are paid where you get paid for these. Yeah, it
wow.
is. It happens
And that
all the
seems
time, and
real.
because I've been in it, I always recognize when it is. And this is the thing too. BuzzFeed went public this year,
Mhm.
so affiliate marketing company that runs by paid placements is now a publicly. I think it's a SPAC company now. So
That's crazy.
it is one thing that I actually here, and this is something maybe Gracie we can talk about is
Yeah.
going through these kinds of things and people are like that's a cool idea, or like you just buzz through them because paid ads on Facebook you see them pop up on LinkedIn
Sure.
or even Instagram. You look at them and you're like interesting, you don't click on it, but then you go to Amazon, you search for it, then you purchase it there.
Mhm.
Well, what's kind of that journey and that conversation you have with brands or people that are like, hey, they might not use my code, but you can certainly see an uptick in sales when you work with someone like myself. Like what's that conversation like with the seller?
It's a weird conversation because here's how it
Because
usually.
trackability is really tough. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And that's why I don't really prefer like to be paid by clicks or like commission-based partnerships because there's really no perfect way to track. Even with Amazon's associate program, like if I do work directly with a brand, their numbers are going to be massively massively different than what shows up on my associates reports, my
Hmm.
Amazon reports. Like it is like a world of difference. It's like, "Oh, I sold like 3 units. Oh, you sold 300 units." It's like that massively different. So it's like what's correct here? What's really the right answer? Is it the brand? And so a really great way that I've been able to track sales is like through uses of promo code.
Hmm.
Because usually if somebody finds a deal that was, I'm sharing, then they're probably going to use the promo code, take advantage of the deal if
Of
they,
course.
know about it. So that's has been like kind of a better solution of tracking between me and the brand. But of course, there's so many people out there who's like, the last thing I'll ever do is click on your affiliate link so you can get 3 pennies from my sale. There's always going to be
Right.
those people. I don't know
Those people
why.
are frustrating.
I know.
Well, it's in
I don't know why, but
promo codes are a tough world to live in
I
because
know.
obviously any Amazon is a little bit more you have your hands on it, but
Mhm.
if it's not unique, that's tough because
Exactly.
other people can capture it. They're on their website, they're out to
Right.
their audience.
Right.
We talked about Rakuten or
Mhm.
Honey. It's all user generated because you find a code, throw it into their ecosystem. They're going to test all those things. And unfortunately, they are going to get it's last click attribution. So Honey or Rakuten are going to say, hey, you owe us X%. And, for those websites, they've actually distanced themselves from Amazon entirely. So
They
I
have.
think
Yeah.
Amazon, because of their associates program,
Mhm.
you don't even have that capability. So not really a world of that difference, but in direct to consumership, there's a lot of, if you're working with brands and just pointing them to their website, then that's a whole different story of,
Right.
hey, oh, I think that's coming from one source when really it could be like they got the code and they put it on someone else's. Like,
Right.
but
Right.
I always worked with exclusive promo codes. I think that's the best way you can
I think so too. And
operate.
I actually just found out that Honey was like an affiliate marketing site. Like I
Oh,
was out
really?
here wondering, like, how does Honey make their money? Huh,
Yeah.
they're such a big company.
They
Little did I know.
drop that little promo code right when you click on their extension or
I know.
their link. Yeah, and it's always less. That's why when people see this, again, Rakuten not bad. I've to
Yeah,
date, and I
I've
looked
used
at
it.
this the other day. I saved lifetime of like $350, like
Yeah,
just passively. This is like holiday shopping. I don't
exactly.
typically shop direct to consumer
Yep.
unless it's like Best Buy or something like that,
Right.
and then I'll just activate it as a consumer, saving money. Like it's for
So
tier one
easy.
brands. Yeah.
So easy. We
Right.
love it. We
Well,
love it.
what
But
about in the Amazon ecosystem?
mhm.
What were your doing this for almost a year now? What are the benefits, the pros and cons of like in the Amazon ecosystem, like Amazon Live, for example?
Sure.
You said it takes a little bit of time to develop content. How do A, you get approved for that, and B, what's like the guidelines of which you must operate under?
Yeah, sure. So let's talk about Amazon Live. Let's talk about live streaming. So, the Amazon Influencer Program is almost like a separate arm of the associates program. So I always say the associates program is more for links, affiliate links, and like maybe bloggers or people who are kind of not focused on social media per se, but maybe just have a site, a blog, something like that. It's kind of like the old school. Okay, I shouldn't say that. It's kind of like the previous program. It's a lot older and more established than the influencer program, but the influencer program probably came a couple years later,
Mhm.
and it is mainly for people who have a large following on. It doesn't have to be large. Like the requirements to participate are not like you need 1 million followers. No. Like you
Really?
need
Okay.
like a couple thousand on Instagram, and that's like not too
I
outrageous to
mean,
ask.
yeah.
Um but basically you apply with a couple approved platforms. There's like Instagram, YouTube, they change them around sometimes. Maybe like a Facebook page. There are a couple different ones. TikTok is definitely not an approved platform to apply with, so yikes on me. But after you apply, the only difference between the associates program and the influencer program is the influencers get the right to live stream and they get an Amazon storefront, an influencer storefront per se, where they can make idea lists, they can tag products, like you can have like a my favorite tech products, and you can have like a bunch of products linked under there, and then you can actually drive traffic to this page. So a lot of influencers link it in their bio on their Instagram, have it in their Linktree page. So you'd be like, oh, shop my favorite finds, and like, yeah, it's all affiliate marketing. Shocker. And so then people go there, and whatever people click on from their influencer storefront, they obviously get commissions from. So it's almost like their own little affiliate storefront. So that's the difference between the programs. So let's talk about Amazon Live. What are the parameters we have to operate under? They are strict. They are strict, as Amazon is with everything. But we have different tiers of live streamers. There's Rising Star, which everyone starts at. There's Insider, which is kind of like the mid tier that a lot of people are under, and there's also A-list, which Amazon gives special benefits to. Like you can show up on the deals page on Amazon, which you can imagine gets a hefty amount of traffic. You can
Mhm.
potentially show up on the Amazon.com homepage. So it's not just a good way to sell Amazon's products, but it's also a kind of a good way to get your own branding on Amazon for their shoppers to discover. Especially for me with like kind of like an Amazon based brand almost, where I talk about Amazon products all the time. I'm like, hey, if you like Amazon deals and promo codes, like check out me.
Right.
So That's been nice as well. And there was actually a recent change that created wreaked some havoc. I want to say it was like a couple months ago where Amazon was like, if you're going to stream a bad product, you need to have it in hand. And that's why you see this mess around me. Like it's
well,
a sea of products.
You're like an agency, as like I have samples in my background. Well, I was gonna say like it would be like grabbing a box down here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I do that all the time.
Influencer XYZ. It's like, look, oh, the shrew liked him, and like you just start to present it.
You
but
look
you have
like
the
a live
box
streamer right now.
Well, hey, if podcasting doesn't work out, I have to use video equipment for something and audio equipment for something. So it's stuff like that where I've watched it, and like at late at night, you just, especially on Prime Day and things like that, when they really actually feature on their homepage, lots of they curate the content of it's going to be very focused and like popular of what are our deals, our tier 1 deals of LOL, the LOL brand toys, or stuff like that, where it's all tier 1 brand marketing that people are paying for. So you have to have product in hand. Is that just simply because the trust factor? Like it's ultimately just a trust factor. Like I can talk about I can talk about that same microphone, but if I'm not like using, I'm like not using it today. Like it's right here in hand. So if they're like, well, he doesn't use it, like why would I buy that? So it's almost like guess what is it? The I'm trying to think what the word it would be.
Kind of trust factor. I think also Amazon obviously wants to do what's going to convert best, what's going to sell best, and what's going to provide the best consumer experience. And I get that, of course. And so if you just see somebody live streaming, they have like the product page in the background, which I used to do and back in the early days. I don't anymore, but I used to do. This person be like, okay, what can they offer me that I can't just see with my own eyes on the product page? Like we're just reading a product page together. And so then Amazon was like, all right, the customers want demos. The customers want to see the product in real time. They want to see you hold it up to the screen, and they want to see you talk about it. And they want to see you not sponsored. They want to see you like try it on, demo it. And then they want to be able to ask you questions about it that you should be able to know the answer to. And so if it's a product that you're just have no experience with, you're not likely to know the answer. And nobody's
like, good question. I'll have to get back to you.
Exactly. It's like you can't do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So right now you either have to have it in hand or loosely you have to, be able to be knowledgeable enough to know the answers to any possible question that could come up. So I do a lot of product research as well. And luckily I do know what people request a lot. I do know what people want and ask for all the time. And I know all the specs of all the tech around me.
So do you feel like your breadth is wide, like, or are you going to try to niche down into like, I'm going to be in health and wellness, I'm going to be in tech, I'm going to be in like home and garden or kitchen or whatever? Like, does that intrigue you, or do you want to stay like as agnostic as possible?
I think there's good and bad to doing what I do. And what I do right now is my general niche is deals, but of course that could be any area of deals. So of course, if I were a brand and I were looking for an influencer to work with and I was a tech brand per se, I would probably choose the influencer who's an expert in tech than this girl who just talks about anything and everything. But that also, the good part is that I'm also open to, anything and everything. Like I can talk about these lashes while talking about this light bulb, while talking about the camera, while talking about the water bottle and the acrylic organizer. Like I can talk about anything and learn about it and like get experience with it and like demonstrate it well, I guess. But like the Instant Pot, like I can do all of it. But I guess when I'm a brand who's specific in one niche, I want to find an influencer who also is knowledgeable and specific in that one niche. So that's the downside of doing anything and everything. But also, I guess I'm open to more products and like whatever's out there so that it kind of balances out. Do I plan on niching down? There's a couple of niches that I like just as a human, I prefer. I really like tech. I really like gadgets. I like beauty gadgets. Like I had these like pour vacuums that I talked about. I really like that, just beauty and fashion for myself and just home and lifestyle. So that's just all the niches right there, I guess. I'm like, I like these select few.
Well, you to have a passion, like I think you had even mentioned this earlier too. If you find something, I think the tip that I always give people is, what do I want to do if I want to start a podcast, or what do I want to do if I want to be an influencer. I guess like influencer has had this negative connotation, but it's
It
also
has.
it
Yeah.
actually has become almost like video games, right? Like, oh, you can't make money playing video games, when in fact, like there is an industry where you can. It's the supportive nature, and it actually has a target audience, just like anything else
Yep.
does.
Yep.
Of instead of a used car salesman, now I
Yep.
can become like a person who does sales, take
Yep.
those components and sell on a global scale.
Mhm.
But in terms of what you're talking about, just the breadth of knowledge and being able to sell now, there's countries that are actually in their classrooms, they're selling how to sell virtually on a camera in front of a microphone,
Yep.
testing and unboxing
Yep.
and showing customer service. This is what it is. Like, this is what it should look like.
Yep.
Have you tried plugging in cord? And
Mhm.
these are kids of like 9, 10, 11 years old at that young age where they're going to start to develop
Is that
the new
allowed?
wave. Well, not companies. This is like in school. So it's like for
Okay.
educational, it would be like
Okay.
STEM. Like here in the United States, we do STEM. There,
Right,
there's
right,
like
okay.
customer service. Well, I say there, like
Right.
this is happening in a lot of different places. So,
And that's really, really
um,
interesting to me. That's something that I didn't know that they were, like, doing this in schools. I started seeing, like, local colleges be like, "Oh, earn a digital marketing degree, certificate, whatever," and I'm like, "That wasn't there when I went to college."
well,
Um,
Google has free certificates that if you want to be ad certified and certified in
yep,
their platform, it's just as good as a degree in their eyes. Of, hey, if you're certified and you go through
yep,
our requirements, you're going to get a job within our organization. And it's
that's
so,
a
stuff
hack.
like that where it's, yeah, it's a hack. I mean, it's things that I stumble upon, and like you said, it's where trends go and how consumer shops. Like,
Right.
I always remember of changing the retail price or taking a coupon, putting it in, people feel like they got some sort of like, I beat you. It's like a gamer's
Yep,
mentality of,
yep.
I defeated you. And I have price checkers on a bunch of different things. The other one I was going to actually mention to you, Gracie, was Camel, Camel, Camel. Have you heard of the website?
I have heard of it. I haven't had too much personal use out of it, but if you're gonna bring it
You're
up, I'll check it out. I've heard of
so
it.
I pulled it up and I was looking at making sure it's still relevant. It's a really
Okay, good.
you say old so I say old school too. It's a very bare bones website. Let
Okay.
me see if I can even share my screen real
Yeah.
quick. For people who are listening to this, it's literally, you think it's ridiculous. It's camel.com. Like no spaces, no nothing
Love
like
the
that.
name.
Let me Yeah, well, it's something that I always forget that exists out there, and unfortunately, it's one of those things where, so
Take a look at
look,
it.
it looks super basic,
Mhm.
but this is a free Amazon price checker. So if you're a consumer,
Oh.
or if I'm a deal hunter like yourself,
Uh-huh.
super interesting because what you can do, this is how you find Amazon products. You literally just enter the Amazon URL or keywords to find the product.
Really?
So all I have to do is just take the URL of the product page,
Uh-huh.
throw it in there, and I could search for it. So, for example, what it's featuring right now, Mysterium game. I just bought this recently because it was on sale. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna make sure that our screens are, we're still
And so
good
does
on
it
live.
take basically,
Yeah.
if it's like, "Oh, it's cheaper at Target as opposed to Amazon," it'll take you there,
Yep.
basically?
100%.
Oh,
So now it's taking,
that's
and I have
nice.
a couple extensions running too. So it's telling you what the price is. What it will
Mhm.
do is I can actually click on, not buy now. So buy now, it obviously activated its like affiliate
Yep.
portal, but you can see best price when it is. And this is the cool thing through Keepa, which is a really cool
Wow.
program. Amazon third party use that I can actually cross reference all time. This is a really cool tool. I think that honestly just goes unused by a
That's
lot
really
of
cool.
the deal industry. So you can see like third party new. It's loading data from October
Oh,
11th and the last all time. It's spiked on Amazon. Third party was selling as much as 120. I was selling as little as 10, $11. It looks like $11, but consistently on Amazon. So that would be as if bought and sold by Amazon. Let me, it's all
this
time.
is
So
interesting.
yeah, so 2021, it launched in 2015.
Uh-huh.
Lowest it's ever been is $22.41 on December 15th of this year. So as
Oh.
of today, this is
Mhm.
the lowest it's ever been in terms of the price. So I bought
Yeah,
it
it
at
dipped.
I
Wow.
think I bought it up here in like $30 area, or I bought it
What?
on some buy two, get one free. But yeah, now today is like, if I'm looking at this and I go in the last, since it's launched back in
Right,
2015,
right.
I'm like, oh, looks like now's the time to
Yep,
purchase it.
that's
So
so
again,
helpful.
you can look at price watches. If it drips below a price, again, if specifically since you're in Amazon,
Right.
this is and it goes under like it pulls the SKU number, it pulls sales rank, it pulls all this stuff,
That's a
and
lot. That's
literally
like good
just
product research too.
it's great product research too. So
Yeah.
what's also cool about this is that if I'm looking at a competitor, I literally
Mhm.
just real time pull in, like I said, if I pulled in
All their
a
data.
URL link, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Just a
wow.
URL of it and throw it in there, it will pull up all the aggregate data of it. So
Wow. And
yeah,
just like you said about like the when you put in the promo code and you're like, "Oh yeah, I won." Like you get that adrenaline rush. It just like when you see that you bought something for too much and it's like a lower price now, you're like,
it
"Dang,
sucks. Yeah,
it's a
I do
loss."
it all the
It's a
time.
loss.
Well, it's things like that where it's like join a loyalty program or a rewards
Mhm.
program and stacking. Like I'm a huge proponent of like stacking. Again, this is not the entrepreneur side of me. This is the
Right.
consumer side of me. And
Right,
again,
right.
this is buyer psychology of if I can do gift card, I can do rewards on my credit card, I can
Mhm.
do coupon codes, and then also cash
Mhm.
back. Stack it all on top
You're
of each
winning.
other. You're like, oh, that feels like
It's
such a good
free.
program.
Like they're paying me.
Yeah, basically, oh, it's so free. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Like they work the money in there, but like there's only a few of us in the world that can do those kinds of things. But
Yeah.
again, sometimes people don't even click the coupon button when it's on their product page. They just see it and it's not an opt-in or they
Right.
don't activate those things.
Right.
I guess where the industry goes, Gracie, like what gets you excited about like your plans for the future? What does it look like for you as an entrepreneur? Do you grow the team? Start to diversify? Do you really like double down on some of the efforts that you did in the past year? What does that look like?
I think regarding doubling down, I think I will probably double down on Amazon Live. I do see a really promising, hopefully long future there. Hopefully they're just like we're going to yank the program next week.
I don't think
But
that's the case. I think you're good.
I think there's a lot of brands that have yet to discover the power of influencer marketing, even on TikTok, even just like on any platform. There's a lot of brands that are starting out, especially in the last year. People started selling, people got into e-commerce, they're, entering the industry. So it's a booming industry, of course. And influencer marketing, I think, is just a huge piece of that pie. And I don't think it's optional. I don't think it's like, oh, I don't really care for it. I think it's like a crucial part of like a successful business. Just it's a great way to not only do amazing brand awareness, but it's also a great way to convert into sales. Like the influencers are the ones with the trusted audience. The audience looks to them for product recommendations and like, what do you want? What have you found for us today? Can you find deals on this, that, and the other? And so that is what people are looking for. And they're looking to influencers and social media people for their buying choices. That's what people go to for their buying choices. So I think the industry hopefully will just skyrocket, especially in the next few years. Live streaming itself is already like a multi-billion-dollar industry in China, especially. It's already blown up there. And I feel like hopefully the United States will follow slowly but surely. So I do want to double down on Amazon Live. And it's been great so far. Lots of brands are kind of discovering it. They're like, Gracie, can you like show us past campaigns? Can you like almost like convince us of why we should do this? Almost like the sales, like convince us of the sale. I'm like, yeah, here they are. And they're like, all right, let's do it. And hopefully I never disappoint. And so I think TikTok has been an amazing platform so far. I owe my entire career to it. And and I will continue to make content there. I love it, and I will continue to, I guess, do my 7 platforms a day and try not to burn out. And
Right. You're gonna have
maybe
to start hiring some other employees
I
there
know,
soon.
and so
So
that's always been a thought. It's like maybe I should expand and kind of focus my time on where it's needed for me, as opposed to like I don't know, posting Instagram stories. But um, I do kind of want to potentially go into an agency world in the future, not these days because I'm so busy, but maybe in the future, start doing like a little bit of consulting for brands that, want help with influencer marketing. There's so many brands and sellers that I've met in the past year that, I've been able to help and work with, and like they've discovered this whole new realm of marketing they had no idea of before. And hopefully that helps their brands reach new heights that they never were able to reach with the PPC that they were offered before. Um, and so between all the different platforms, I guess the goal is to keep on keeping on and keep growing and see where it takes me. It's
No,
it's
that's
taken me
amazing.
to unbelievable places already, and half the things that I do every day, I would have absolutely laughed at a year ago and been like, "Oh, haha, could not be me. No
Right.
way I could do that."
Well, no, well, that's the thing too. I mean, I know we've linked to your
Yeah,
TikTok page, and I was just looking through. I think it's great content. Like you're gonna
thanks.
keep evolving and growing too. So that's the thing. No one knows. No one's an expert in
Right.
TikTok. Like that's the actual
Exactly.
honest truth. You have to understand. Like in us in e-commerce, we're all finding our way through it at the same exact time. Of no one's like the expert and knows more than us. Like you can't. It's not like in like car sales or anything like that. Like
Right.
you can't just have like this hierarchy. We're all going at the same pace, just at different scales at different times. So what
It
I
almost
learn
like
and you learn, people don't think about. Like I said, I taught you a couple different things. You
Yep.
taught me some platforms that I was not aware of. It's
Yeah,
just all education constantly.
exactly, and it almost makes me mad when people call themselves TikTok experts. It's it's nobody's a TikTok expert. Like, you
Exactly.
might wanna sell your course with that term, but it's unless you made the algorithm yourself, I don't think
Right.
anyone has
Or
the
work
right
at TikTok. Yeah.
or
I'm
exactly.
TikTok at TikTok, which
Even then,
I
they're like,
know
"Oh, we don't
people who
know."
work at TikTok. I've had conversations with those people
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're really smart people.
Oh,
They
yeah.
they don't call themselves TikTok
No,
experts. They're like, oh
no, but
yeah,
the
like
person selling the courses.
for a
Anyway,
different conversation at a different time.
absolutely.
But hey, Gracie, how do people find or connect with you? Like if I'm a brand
Sure.
owner, if I'm a just a thought leader and I want to connect with you, I know we were talking about you're on podcasts all the time, and I'm super excited to like have you back on. I call people friends of the show, but as a friend of
Yeah.
the show, how do people reach out or connect with you on a business or personal level?
Yeah, so my email is contact@dealcheats.com. My website is dealcheats, dealcheats.com. But more so, don't check that out. Check out my TikTok and everything else, which is Deal Cheats everywhere on all
Yep.
platforms.
Follow all the platforms, all
If you
seven
want
plus of them. I'm sure there'll be a new one coming up that you'll
8th,
be on
9th,
as well.
10th.
No, exactly. Yeah, you're gonna once you hit that double digits, then we're in
Oh,
trouble. So, hey, Gracie, thank you so much for hopping on today. It's been
thank
a
you so much,
pleasure.
Ryan. It's
Yeah,
been
absolutely.
fun.
It's been fun. We'll catch you next time. Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you so much on episode 198 of Crossover Commerce. We appreciate you spending some time. Such great knowledge that was dropped there by Gracie. Again, starting a year ago to today, have millions of followers on 7+ channels. TikTok alone, over 1 million followers in helping businesses grow. Again, influencer marketing is just a different way of marketing off of platform. Again, and it shouldn't be a dirty term in ways that people think, oh no, that those people they don't know what they're talking about. It's just a different way to get in front of different audiences to showcase products in hand, giving those again, you can call people like Gracie product experts because of their knowledge of being able to execute to really showcase a product in front of other people, and they're going to be an extension of your company. So go ahead and check out Deal Cheese. Again, she has great content out there. I'm going to be looking and checking that stuff too, to make sure that I'm not missing out on great deals. I've been doing it since I knew she was going to be coming on the podcast. So make sure you follow her on social media and connect with her if you are looking for somebody to consult with or just get some products launched and some deals and sales to have. That being said, this is again 198. Cue the final countdown music. We'll go live. We're going live one more time this week with Mina Elias of friend of the show already. Mina Elias of MMA Nutrition coming back on to spend some time about living off of your Amazon storefront, but then also PPC expert. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But then Monday, the 20th of December, again, we'll do our 200th episode special. So make sure you guys follow me on social media, follow PingPong Payments on social media to be notified of future episodes. I'm Ryan Kramer. This is Crossover Commerce. We'll catch you guys next time on another episode.